The day after she was served with divorce papers, she had me thrown in jail for domestic assault. She got an emergency restraining order against me, a big deal because it included me being unable to see our children. I lost my business. It was an awful, awful ordeal. I was upset. Okay, a little more than upset. I was furious. Just the thought of her would inspire a rage inside me that was so fierce, it was a physical sensation, a blazing hot knot in my chest. I carried it with me every day. That kind of anger energizes. It feeds itself. I would daydream of the awful things that could happen to her, the hurtful things I could say, and the spiteful things I could do. A little hypocritical, I was also working on my faith at the time. I was trying to be a better Christian, or at least what I thought of as a Christian at the time. No drinking or smoking, praying every day, reading my Bible, and then I got to the Sermon on the Mount, which I have come to consider kind of the constitution of Christianity, and eventually, this particularly pesky line. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And later, during the Sermon on the Plain, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. Pretty simple instructions to do a nearly impossible thing. But this is two different writers recording Jesus saying these things two separate times. It's pretty obvious these sayings are legit. These aren't just suggestions on how to be a better person, these are instructions on how the Lord Almighty wants us to live our lives. Orders from headquarters, as I've heard it said. So I grudgingly complied by offering up a week, and please bless her in a new way, at the end of my prayers. I didn't mean it. I remember clearly after the first time I prayed, I had thought I'd like to bless her upside her head. The memory of that thought has rattled around in my head for years, but I kept throwing it in there. Please bless her, because Jesus told me to. A few days later, as I was praying that particular blessing for her, I noticed something was off. Not something wrong necessarily, but something strange. I sat and thought for a while, trying to figure out what was triggering my spider sense, so to speak. I figured it out. You remember that red ball of rage that had been my constant companion? It was gone. All that rage, that hate, and that heat, and that hurt, gone, vanished. And in its place, peace.